Hey there everyone, Dane here. So today I went on a bike ride. I know, pretty amazing, but it's been a while since I've had the opportunity to go on a bike ride in Montana. And it's finally a good enough day to do it. It's been crappy the last few days. So went to the garage, brought the bike down, dusted it off, and off I went. Man, every time I'm in Montana, I miss it. I never realize how much I miss being back in Montana and seeing how green it is, especially this time of year. And the mountains and the trees and everything about it, so this bike ride was fantastic. Now, it was also really hard because I've been living the last couple years of my life at sea level, and now I'm over 3,000 feet in the air, and let me just say the lungs were strained a little bit, but it's all right, we got through it. And, this bike ride wasn't exactly a piece of cake either. So, we start down low, like down where the home is, and ride up this hill that to the base of a mountain. So it took me about 40 minutes or so to do the whole thing, or to go up to the top. And I was going through it, and I was thinking, wow, this is a bike ride. This bike ride in particular, is the perfect analogy for anything worth having. Any successes, anything in your personal life that you work for, work towards. And it's because overall, the entire journey, I started down here, went all the way up here, right? But it's not just a straight hill. There's a bit of a hill, then it goes down a little bit and levels off, and then there's a bigger hill again, then it goes down, it levels off. It just kind of does that over and over again until you finally get to the top, right? Now, I was thinking this is a perfect idea, right? Like I said, because we're all trying to get somewhere. We're all trying to succeed and get to the end result, or whatever that may be, right? And as we're on our journey, we have those uphill moments, those serious uphill moments where you're standing up on your bike and pumping away to get up that freaking hill, and you finally get up to the top of it, and it levels off of it, and you can sit down, take a breather, and you're like, oh, this is good. But then you can see in the distance, you got another hill, and you got to do it all over again, right? Now, beyond that I thought was even more important and more profound, if you will, was that, we can make one of two choices when we get to those tops of those mini hills, right? We can sit down and just kind of coast and let gravity just take over and push us down the hill and until we get to the next little hill, right? Or we can sit down, go to the hardest gear and start pumping and build up speed and build up speed and build up speed, right? And then you get to the other hill. Now, I did it a couple times. I did it, tried different ways going on this bike ride. And the first time I went up to this mini hill, went down, was already exhausted, just thankful to be at the top, sat down, coasted the whole way down, started going up the next little hill, got not even halfway there, and I had to work so hard, again, back, standing on top of the bike, pushing and pumping to get up to up to the top of that second hill, right? Now, that wasn't very fun. But so the next time I did it, I saw the hill coming. I knew that, this downhill bit's not going to last forever, right? So instead of just sitting down and coasting, I turned up the gears and started pumping as fast as I could. I was spinning my legs as fast as I possibly could, and really I was only helping the bike move just a little tiny bit, but that little bit made a huge difference, because when I went to the hill, I got nearly to the top of this massive hill, and I had to work harder, but I didn't have to work that much harder. It's not like I hadn't stopped and didn't coast through my success and coast through being at the top of that hill. I worked the whole time, just a little bit of effort, always driving forward. And then when I did come to that hill, I was able to push up and over it easier than if I would have coasted. And that's really the point I wanted to chat about today, because whenever we are trying to succeed in things, we always know it's going to be an uphill battle. But sometimes I think we never really pay too much attention to the hills and the downhill parts on that journey between it, right? Because there's definitely times when there's little milestones on any journey that you take, in whatever it is, business or personal or anything, that things are really hard, and then it's like a little mini success, and you can kind of breathe and relax and kind of coast through that and enjoy that, because you know that very soon there's going to be another hill that you're going to have to overcome, and you have to do that. And then you get to that, you can relax and you coast a bit. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't all just, we should always go a million miles an hour all the time, because we'll burn ourselves out. We do have to relax, and we do have to coast a little bit sometimes and enjoy, the fact that we just met this milestone, right? But you have to always keep in mind and always know that there's another hill ahead. There's another challenge that will be on the way to the end goal, the end game. And you have to make sure that if you just give a little bit of effort, spin your feet really fast, but just you're not really exerting all that much effort. You're just little tiny pushes along the way. Something, these are little habits every day that you do. Little things that push you along so that when that next big hurdle comes, that next big hill, you're able to blast through most of it without really feeling anything. It's just easy. And it gets a little bit tougher, but you're not really working that hard anymore because you have all this momentum that you just gained that's all behind you, pushing you up this hill. And it's these little tiny milestones all along the way to our end game, our end goal, that are so important, in how we handle those that really determine how quickly, how effortlessly, and how complete we actually make it to our end goal. So with that thought today, that's a bike ride.